Sarah, your turn, and then Nancy. I think you've been out networking before. You get the idea. You're after Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sara Troy. My company is the orchardofwisdom.org. That's where we have a brand new book called Our Forgotten Children, which we launched yesterday. Our wonderful publisher, Crystal Hill, is here, and I couldn't have done it without her. We made #1 with our ebook. Paperback comes out next week, and then end of the month will be the audiobook. It's 15 contributors on the raising of our children, the supporting of our parents. This all stemmed from podcasting. I am a professional podcaster at selfdiscoverywisdom.com. And because of their podcast, I felt that the book needed to extend the story and reach more people. And this is the first in the book series. There will be plenty more, but we're very proud of this one. And all of the proceeds for the book go to the author's various associations that support children and families. So please get behind us. The link is in there. And if you want to do a podcast with me, reach out at selfdiscoverywisdom@gmail.com. Thank you.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you so much, Sarah. Now, here we go. Every week at Business at Breakfast, one of the members gets the opportunity to speak with the group a little bit more about themselves. Now, more often than not, I have somebody already planned in place, and every now and then I don't. And I just wait till the day to see who is the best person to speak on this particular day. It turns out she turned up today. It would be Miss Sara I've pulled out of the crowd to speak today. She gets to tell us about her book. This is very exciting. She went to, the book came out and it went to Amazon bestseller today, #1 bestseller today. So this is an opportunity for Sara to tell us more about, to enlighten the group a little bit more about herself, or she can seek advice or problem solve from the group as a collective. The time is hers to use however she'd like. Sara, you've got up to 8 minutes. I'm going to set an alarm. You've got up to 8 minutes to tell us about this wonderful book and how it fits into the world of everything that you're doing. A bit of background for Sara. Sara has a podcast. She lives over on Vancouver Island in Canada. She has a podcast. She gets to talk to, a remarkable amount of people, and she's been doing this for years and years. She's just been putting together this book called The Forgotten Children. That's correct, isn't it, Sara?
Our Forgotten Children.
Our Forgotten Children. There we go. It's gone to Amazon best selling list, and of course you've got a system of how you're tracking through. It's gone up to Amazon, then it goes to hard copy, and then anyhow, you've got a plan for it. You get to tell us all of that. If you take 8 minutes, at the 8 minute mark, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to cut you off. I'm going to do this. That's your chance to wrap up so we can ask questions. If you're less than 8 minutes, that's okay too, because we just have more time for questions. And with that, you may take it away.
Thank you very much, Misty. Yes, I am very, very proud of this book. It's been 5 years in the making. Not necessarily in the making. It's about 5 years ago, through doing all these podcasts and talking to people about children that really have been forgotten, families that are in stress, parents with burnout, and how many children. I mean, the statistics in the United States that incarcerated, over 70% of those children are foster children. And I don't think we can blame the children. I think we need to blame the system. And for doing all of these shows, I've been in April, I've been a podcaster for 12 years. In June, 11 years with my own network. I have 3,500 shows up there, 18 different genres. And through doing all of these shows for these years, it's really brought to me that the story needed to be expanded and it needed to be in a book. So last year seemed to be the right time. And I reached out to all the people that I had previously interviewed around children. And either they'd retired or something else had happened. So I only managed to get 2 or 3 of them. And then it's like, okay, universe, where am I going to find all the other people? And the universe delivered, because I started interviewing people, and all of the people I interviewed was, you're perfect for the book. And we have 15 of us, I'm included, 15 of us with 15 different chapters, 15 different perspectives, 15 different solutions, and also addressing the problem. And it's really been a labor of love putting it together. Probably got a few more gray hairs in it. Without Crystal, I don't know what I would do, who very, very generously has donated her time and expertise on this to get this book out, because she believes in the message. This book is a philanthropy book where all the the money raised is divvied out amongst all of the authors, and that money goes to associations that they support, charities, organizations, where we're not only bringing the focus to those organizations, but bringing some money to them to help continue the work that they're doing. It's very, very diverse. As I said, we've got things from behavior problems. We cover autism. We cover disruptive mood disorder, which I didn't even know about before. We have mother burnout, how to prevent it. We have parenting skills and tools. We have how to prevent our children stepping into apathy and simply not caring, stepping into meaningful purpose and consciousness. We have on music. One of our people on music has she a couple of years ago decided to do she's a beautiful musician and a composer and writer, etc., and she decided to do a song a day for 1,000 days, which she would produce, write, and everything in the moment. And then she decided to add to it 1,000 children's songs. And so she's taking these children's songs and she's put them into 5 books where the words of the song are in the graphics, and then with a QR code you can go in and listen to the song and children can sing along with it. And so she's written a chapter on music, which how important music is in our children's lives, in all of our lives. A lovely Duarte Bastido, who's from the UK, who teaches children how to meditate and how to do yoga, a skill that they can have for the rest of their life, helping them manage stress, manage change, be able to make better choices because they have this skill already. And we have beautiful Novelet Bowen, who is a foster mum of 17 years, and 25 boys have gone through her house, filled with love. And each one of them has had an education and gone on to living a very fruitful and prosperous life because she decided to invest love, time, and care into them. And Mickey Gathenstone, who was on her show today, on a fellow podcaster, and she talks about disruptive behavior. And, you know, we look and we pass judgment on parents when we see a child playing up. But why don't we have a better compassion and understanding and ask, can we be of assistance, instead of assuming and passing judgment, because we don't know what they're going through. We don't know what they're dealing with. We've also got to look at our own behavior. Our children mimic us. What are we saying to self? What are we saying to them? What are we saying out there in the world? Because they absorb that and they think that is the pattern they have to follow. And we know that programs and patterns need to change. We have somebody, Carla Vaughan, talking about finances, teaching teens to actually how to manage their money, the relationship with money, so that they have a better understanding of money moving forward. We have Christine Ecdero talking about also a child with DSM and the mind BS. What we talk to ourselves, how we blame ourselves, and how we, you know, kind of talk ourselves down, where really we need to be boosting ourselves up. But the challenges she had when nobody would recognize what the child needed and the support needed. All of these people have stepped up to be solutions to the problem because they have lived through the problem, witnessed the problem, and that's what they've stepped up to represent. Linda also, who is a teacher, you know, talking about education, bringing compassion, bringing love, bringing empathy, and bringing joy into the classroom and making it a part of their curriculum. And we have our wonderful Victoria Curry, who I did a summit with all of the authors and everyone came on, including Crystal, to talk about their contribution. And poor Victoria at the time was in hospital with her daughter, who ended up having 14 operations. And she was given 1% chance to live. And she pulled through because her mother, who was severely beaten by the daughter's father, previous husband, while she was pregnant. So the daughter was born with disabilities and the mother has had a handoff. She has to plug herself in at night. I mean, just horrific things. But this is a woman for the last 18 years who's been out there for women of abuse, parents dealing with children who have differently abled children. And she came on yesterday on our Facebook, Our Forgotten Children, and spoke about what they went through. But she's a fighter, her daughter's a fighter, and she represents those fighters. But her chapter was actually about how we look at people in wheelchairs or people who are have disabilities. I call them differently abled, and how we need to change our approach and our perspective around them. So there are so many chapters here, and each one, Buddy Thornton, who has been working with kids and parents and has wonderful strategies and templates and everything, and working with parents and how to be a better parent, how to manage parenting, resources for parents. So there's my chapter was around why are our children out there stabbing each other, killing each other, have no empathy, no conscience, no care? We can't blame the kids. We have to look at the system. We've let them down. And collectively, as a community, global community, we need to step up for our children. They are our future leaders. And we are looking at a great deal of dysfunction in the world right now. So let's look back 20, 30 years and how we were raised. We need to change the pattern, and let's support these children in the way that they learn, in the contribution that they have to give, the gift that they are, and in the work that they want to do, and let them be that light and that future for us, filled with hope, filled with possibilities, and filled with love. It is book 1 in the series. The next book that we're going to do actually will be a coaching book, a paid book, not a philanthropy book, where coaches will be able to come on and share their expertise. It is a podcast book, I call it, because podcasts go aligned with it. The book is there. There'll be ask the coach questions as there'll be ask the author questions. And then the book after that will be on our forgotten seniors, because as we need to invest in our children, we need not to forget the seniors. They've invested the path and created the path that everyone walks on today. And we're seeing them thrown kind of in the trash a lot, and we need to change that. And then next year will be volume 2 of Our Forgotten Children, because I think this is easily going to be a 3-book and maybe more, because there's so much more to cover on our children. And this all came about through podcasting and meeting people who are out there fighting for change, bringing awareness. And it doesn't matter if you're a parent or not a parent. By reading this book, you're going to have more empathy and understanding of what other people are going through when you see them in the store and their child is having a meltdown, or you're seeing them struggle. No judgment. How about step up and help and have a little more compassion? So this is what this book represents, and I'm extremely proud of it. And again, because of Crystal, it actually has gone to market, and we made that bestseller list yesterday, and I am elated. And of course, you can find us on theorchardofwisdom.org/Our Forgotten Children book. And all of the authors are there. You can go to each one of the authors' pages. You can buy it from there. And as I said, Our Forgotten Children on Facebook group as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sara. That's brilliant. It's so great. Does anyone have any questions for Sara? Yes, Jeff.
Okay, Sarah, quick. Actually, I have 3 questions. One is the first one is basically you've had 3,500 podcasts. What are the top 5 as far as hits? Do you have any idea off the top of your head what been
No,
the most
no,
well listened to? No.
it's because I have 18, 19 genres, there's different types. There's music shows that have gone to the top. There's mental health shows. It also depends very much on the people that I interview and, how much they promote along with it, or what the topic is and what people need in that moment. So I really couldn't speak to what the top 5 is.
Okay.
So I can't answer that question, I'm afraid.
The second question is if you could think of any 2 individuals, who are the most interesting people that you've ever interviewed?
Again, that's another one. It's like trying to choose a favorite child.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to say that there's one woman called Keshi, who was a burn victim. She was on her way home from
I
boarding
mentioned that
school,
before, yeah.
and she got burned 65% of her body and had to move from Nigeria to Texas because of the burn victim. And when I first interviewed her, I mean, she blew my mind of her approach to life. And then she went on America's Got Talent and sang, and she's clearly scarred. She's clearly scarred. Yet when she sang, the beauty of her heart, soul, and spirit came out, and she became such an inspiration. She went on to do Champions. I interviewed her twice more, once with a veteran who had been burnt severely, and it was such an illuminating show because people said they cried, not because they felt sorry for them, but because they were so inspired by their resilience and their tenacity to enjoy life despite what they have to go through every day. But Keshi did say one thing. one of the things that really is hard to live with, she itches all the time. So you know what it's like when you get one itch and you scratch it? Well, imagine your entire body itching all the time. So that is one person that definitely has stood out for me.
Okay, and the third question, last, I won't take it any more time. What were your goals and objectives when you first started in the podcasting area that allowed you to continue on to 3,500? That's just simply amazing, quite honestly. Most podcasters quit after half a dozen or
No,
10.
it's 12 years in April.
Yeah.
Passion.
So,
I think it's the people I got to interview. I mean, it actually came out of depression, and I wrote an article, and somebody reached out to me and said, "I want you to be on my podcast network." And I said, "What's a podcast?" I didn't even know. I was on her network for 13 months live, great training ground, and then decided to go my own way. And the people I've met, you know, when you watch the news, doom and gloom, despair, horrors, people doing absolutely atrocious things to each other, but then you interview people that have stepped up, that have had horrible things happen to them, but they chose to go through the process of healing and then become an inspiration for someone else. And you can't do these interviews one after the other, without it leaving inspiration within yourself. And I believe that inspiration begets invitation. And it's an invite to other people that if these people can go through it, so can we, if we're willing to take that journey. So it's truly through every show that I've done that I've just grown and grown and grown and kept at it. It's become a complete conviction. Thank you.
Excellent.
Nancy.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Jeff, for those questions. And thank you, Sara. Debbie, your hand is up.
Your book sounds incredible. I mean, it was really help parents and children. And the fact that they could start meditating now
Yes.
instead of waiting. I mean, you know, just to give them the skills that they could really use through life. So
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Oh, thank you. And please do support the book.
Nancy, you got your hand up?
Yes, I do. I'm curious because I've written books that were published by a third party, and I've written my own self-published book, and books, and I am wondering, what have you learned about this process of publishing a book?
That when you have 15 authors, it's like herding cats. And with the next book, there will be a different system put in place.
I was guessing that was part of the learning experience.
Very much the learning. Yeah,
That-
I have done a book before, but it was different and it was just an ebook. But this time we were going bigger scale. And as I said, I couldn't have done it without Crystal. I mean, tearing my hair out at points. But it has been, because everybody has careers, everybody has their own thing, right? And trying to get everyone together for something like the summit, or, you know, get what I need in for them on time. So it's a lot of nagging. Which my ex-husband might say that I was qualified to do. I don't know. But persistence and patience.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
next time we'll do it in the system that exists, because yeah, Sara was doing it all by herself. Like I literally came in at the very end, putting the manuscript, you know, formatting and doing the end bits. But yeah, we didn't work together when it came to the author management, which I have an entire system built out, so it's super easy now, and expectations are really clear. But that wasn't the way we worked. We started it, but next time we'll figure something else. I can support you even more. Yes, exactly.
It's just so simple at the beginning, doesn't it, Sara? You know, you get a bunch of people who want to contribute to something that you all believe in, and you sort of have an idea. It's just a chapter each. I mean, how hard can it be since everybody's involved and wants to do it? It's not like it's not like it's school kids that you're asking them to do an assignment that they may not want to do. But then actually getting them to get it done, it's kind of like back in 2018, I had someone who used to come out to face-to-face business at breakfast networking. And she said, I can't come to all these networking meetings. She said, but if you could put on this one big event that had everybody from all the groups together, and then we just go out to that big event. And it was called the world's biggest networking event. And we had it in 2019. I did get 200 people there, but of the estimated 1,000, you know, that are out there, that, you know, that with all the different groups and everything else, when it starts adding it up, it was really remarkable how many people said, oh my God, I love that. but then did nothing. And then on
Yeah.
the night, they turned up, but they stood in their corner in their group. These are networkers, hardcore networkers that know what they're doing, and then to drag them out of their little space with their people to get
Yeah.
them to talk to somebody else or to hand out a card. It was remarkable how difficult it became, and everybody seemed to go back to this fight or flight type, scenario in themselves when technically they knew better. It was very eye-opening. And then the second year, everyone's gone, this is amazing, let's do it again. You go from 200 down to 60, and you go 7 times more effort. But it's really quite an interesting project if you manage it by yourself. I've discovered I'm never managing that ever again by myself.
No, no, no. And
Too
the
much
thing is,
effort,
people got to realize if you're going to commit, participate. Right? This
yeah,
isn't just an invitation for you to turn but not turn up. It
Get
is
a
like,
team.
be a part of it
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a remarkable process. So I don't know, we all have ideas of what it is, but we'll find this with customers as well. Customers say, particularly if you've got like a group thing that you do and they sign up, they put their hand up, they sign up, they pay for it, and then you can't get them near.
Yeah.
How is it that you've not made it? You've gone so close. But I mean, don't we do that at the gym? The fact that I bought the membership and the shoes, that should be enough, shouldn't it? I don't physically have to go, do I? I'll just pay for it for a year and then see how fit I am at the end. We end up with some crazy little mindset in that as well. So thank you, Sara, for being our speaker today. That was wonderful. And thank you, audience, for participating and asking questions. It was really very fantastic.